What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so today I'm just going to be watching television to cover basically their coverage of the South Carolina primary. Of course, that's today, and I think 7 p.m. is when the polls close, and we'll see how things break down. But anyway, I'm doing a video on my phone for a change. Just want to switch it up. And this is a request from one of my subscribers to talk about Jalen Rose making this comparison with Giannis and Jordan. And I'll get into it. I'll break it down. Well, we all know that there's been this brouhaha between James Harden and Giannis, who's the real MVP. Ever since last offseason when James Harden's been crying and complaining and whining about not getting the fucking award. Okay, let me turn it to you real quick. You know what? That might be interfering me for a little bit. All right, so yeah, James Harden's been fucking complaining and whining and all this fucking shit. And fuck, my phone needs to be charged. But he's been complaining and shit about not having the MVP. And Giannis said, look, man, the MVP is in my house. And that spilled over to this year. The first game was between the Bucks and the Rockets. And James Harden laid a fucking egg, a monumental egg. And so these jabs at one another, they came back with a vengeance during the All-Star break. I don't want to go back into that. But anyway, the point is, Jalen Rose made a comparison that just didn't fly right with me, you know, when I was looking at the video earlier today. He was pretty much harping on James Harden, saying that, well, if he was 7 foot tall, he'd be able to dunk. It doesn't require the skill. So Jalen Rose was playing on that. He was saying, well, in his mind, if Giannis was 6'3", he'd be Russell Westbrook. So I said, okay, I can see that. I can see that one, you know. Russell Westbrook, more known for his athleticism than his jump shot ability or his jump shooting ability, his outside shot. Very athletic for his position, one of the more athletic players in the NBA. Known for his ability to get to the rack, prodigious rebounder for his size, and a prodigious passer. So I get that comparison. But the next one is the one that threw me when he said if Giannis was 6'6", he'd be Michael Jordan. Okay. Now, are you talking about overall dominance, or are you talking about his game specifically? Because Jordan was, if he was, I mean, he could be a great rebounder for his size, and he was a good rebounder for his size. And he could be a great passer. But the games aren't quite the same. You know what I mean? Like, a better comparison, if you're talking about like play style, would be 6'6", maybe Gus Johnson mixed with I don't know, Marquise Johnson. I don't know, maybe something like that. You know, Gus Johnson was known for his explosive athleticism, his strength, his rebounding ability for his size. He was a small forward. Wasn't the most prolific passer. So that's why I added the Marquise Johnson angle in there. But he was 6'6", 232 pounds, and this is 1960s. All right, so he was fucking ripped, you know, but he still couldn't fuck with Wilt, if you know the story about Gus Johnson and Wilt Chamberlain. But yeah, like, but if, you know, I don't get that angle. Like Jordan, when he came in the league, even though he wasn't a great jump shooter per se, you know, compared to other guys, but he still had range out to maybe 17, 18 feet. And he was a average jump shooter, I say, when he first came in the league. And he expanded his range to beyond the three-point line, and he became probably one of the best mid-range shooters in NBA history. You know, I think like the league average for mid-range shooting is like around 40%. And Jordan had a couple of seasons where he was about 50% from mid-range, which is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Even his last year with the Bulls, he was like 43%. That's when he had the injured finger, which affected his outside shooting. But Giannis isn't as graceful or as balletic in his game. It's not as fluid as Michael's. Michael's body control was almost peerless. You know, the things he was able to do with contorting his body and the grace, and he was almost like a ballet dancer out there, like Barishnikov with his game. Giannis is a little bit more awkward. You know, his jumper is a little bit more awkward. He just lacks some of the fluidity. Now, he's improved a lot, okay, but Jordan isn't the right comparison. Whenever I look at Giannis, I see more, you know, to I guess name more well-known players. I see mixtures of maybe a little Dr. J, a lot of Connie Hawkins, maybe a little Spencer Haywood. I see some of that. I don't see Jordan. Nothing about his game. And that's another thing I got to get out my system. Why is every fucking player inevitably compared to Michael Jordan, man? It's sickening. Every fucking player gets compared to Michael Jordan. It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Jordan was a 6'6" shooting guard. Giannis is a 6'11" power forward. Compare him with the appropriate fucking players. If you want to make the Shaq comparison, okay. I don't see him exactly like Shaq, but there's some similarities. But compare him to a post guy. Okay, compare him to the Shaqs and the Olajuwons. Okay, compare him to those guys and the Kareems. Matter of fact, compare him to Kareem. Okay, compare him to Kareem. Giannis just had a season that only Kareem had. Kareem is the only other player, other than Giannis, to have a full calendar month, averaging 25 points and 15 rebounds and going undefeated the entire month. Okay, the Bucks went 9-0 this past month. 9-0. With Giannis averaging 25 points and 15 rebounds. The only other guy to do that is Kareem. I'm going to assume he did that. I don't know the statistics, but I'm just going to assume he did that 70-71 year they won the title. Okay? I just get so annoyed with these Jordan comparisons, okay? It's kind of insulting, too, because Giannis has yet to make an NBA Finals. Jordan, of course, won 6 championships, never losing in the championship round. So